Be me, 24, working at local bookstore that still sells physical books. Quiet job, mostly organizing shelves and helping elderly customers find romance novels. One day this girl comes in with white cane, tapping her way to audiobook section. She's maybe 22, long brown hair, wearing simple dress and sunglasses indoors. Moves carefully but confidently, clearly knows the layout of our store. My face when I realize she's been coming here for months, and I never noticed. Approach her hesitantly, not sure how to offer help without being offensive. "Excuse me, do you need assistance finding anything?" I ask softly. She turns toward my voice with a gentle smile. "I'm looking for the new Stephen King audiobook, if you have it in stock." Spend next 20 minutes helping her browse horror section. Her name is Luna, been blind since birth, loves books more than most sighted people. That feel when someone experiences stories in ways you never considered. She becomes a regular customer, always comes in Thursdays after work, teaches kids at school for the blind, has endless patience and kindness. We start talking more during her visits. She remembers details about my life. "How did your exam go?" she asks a week later, remembering I mentioned studying. My face when blind girl pays more attention than most people with working eyes. 2 months of Thursday conversations and I realize I'm completely smitten. She laughs at my terrible jokes, genuinely interested in my boring life. "You have such a nice voice," she tells me one afternoon. "I could listen to you read phone book and be entertained." That feel when someone values you for things beyond physical appearance. Work up courage to ask her to coffee after particularly good conversation. "I'd love that," she says immediately, no hesitation or awkwardness. First date is at small cafe near bookstore. She guides conversation expertly. Tells me about her students, her dreams of writing children's books someday. "I want to create stories for kids like me," she explains passionately. Books that show blind characters as more than inspirational props. Halfway through coffee, she gets this mischievous smile. "Can I see what you look like?" she asks innocently. My face when I don't understand what she means at first. She reaches across the table, fingers hovering near my face. "Oh, you want to touch my face?" I realize, feeling stupid. "Unless that's weird for you," she says, suddenly self-conscious. "No, it's fine, go ahead." Her fingertips trace my jawline, cheekbones, nose bridge. Touch is gentle but thorough, like she's reading Braille. "You have a strong jaw," she murmurs, fingers exploring my chin. "And your nose is slightly crooked, broken before." "Football injury in high school," I admit. "Gives you character," she says with smile. Runs fingers through my hair, testing texture and length. Messy but soft, I like it. That feel when someone literally sees you with their hands. "So what's the verdict?" I ask nervously. "You're handsome," she decides confidently. "How can you tell?" "Handsome isn't about perfect features," she explains. "It's about how a face feels when it smiles, how it moves when it talks. Yours feels kind." My face when blind girl sees more than anyone with working eyes. We start dating officially. She's the most incredible person I've ever met. Notices things about me that others miss, remembers every story I tell. "You seem sad today," she says during our third date. Hadn't realized I was broadcasting my mood, but she picks up on voice changes. That feel when someone truly sees you despite being unable to see. Introduce her to my friends after a month. They're initially awkward. My buddy Jake makes uncomfortable comments about inspiration porn. "Dude, dating a disabled girl doesn't make you a saint," he says stupidly. Then my mother shows up unannounced during dinner at my place with Luna. "So this is the girl you've been hiding from me," Mom says with fake sweetness. Luna extends her hand for a handshake. My mother barely touches it. Later when Luna goes to bathroom, Mom corners me in kitchen. "She seems limited," Mom whispers harshly. "What kind of future can you have with someone like that? She can't even see you properly." My face when my own mother is being horrible about Luna. "Mom, she's amazing, you don't understand," I try to explain. "I understand you're wasting your life on a charity case," she snaps back. "What happens when you want children? A real family? Someone who can actually take care of themselves?" Luna returns from the bathroom, clearly having heard some of this, handles it with more grace than I could ever manage. "Mrs. Anon," Luna says calmly to my mother, "I know you think I'm a burden on your son, but I love him for who he is, not what he can provide me. I work full-time, pay my own bills, and make him happy. Can you say you want the same for him?" That feel when your girlfriend has to defend herself to your family. My mother leaves early, muttering about throwing his life away. Luna makes a joke to lighten the mood afterward. "Well, I definitely can't see where you get your charm from," she says. but I can hear disapproval from across the room. Jake, who witnessed the whole thing, actually apologizes later. Your mom was way worse than anything I said, he admits. Luna's pretty incredible for handling that. 3 months into relationship, and we have inside jokes about her blindness. I love how you look at me, I tell her one evening. Very funny, she says, throwing pillow in my general direction. Misses by 3 feet, we both crack up. Your aim is terrible, I laugh. Can't improve what I can't see, she retorts. Develops habit of staring at me intensely with sunglasses on. Stop undressing me with your eyes, I joke. Joke's on you. I undress everyone with my hands, she shoots back. My face when blind. Girlfriend has better sense of humor than most comedians. She likes to mess with strangers who don't know she's blind, removes sunglasses in restaurants, stares directly at confused waiters. Table for 2, please, she says while making intense eye contact with wrong person. I have to guide her to actual host while trying not to laugh. You're terrible, I whisper. Terrible but entertaining, she corrects. That feel when your girlfriend turns disability into comedy gold. My mother keeps making passive-aggressive comments when she visits. Have you thought about what you're giving up? She asks constantly. Other girls can actually see how handsome you are. This relationship has no future. You're just prolonging both your suffering. Luna overhears one of these conversations, stays quiet until mom leaves. Does it bother you that I can't see you? She asks me seriously. No, why would it? I respond immediately. Because I touch your face every day to remember what you look like. I know you have brown eyes because you told me so. I know you smile when you're nervous because I can hear it in your voice. I see you in ways your mother never will. My face when my blind girlfriend understands me better than anyone. What does the sunset look like tonight? She asks during evening walks. Spend hour painting word pictures of colors and cloud formations. Her face lights up as I describe world through her senses, that feel when you become someone's eyes and they become your heart. She starts talking about future plans more seriously. I want to travel someday, see the world through other people's descriptions. Makes list of places she wants to experience through touch and sound. Paris for the street musicians, ocean beaches for the wave sounds. My face when I realize I want to be part of all her dreams. But something changes around month 8. She seems more tired lately. Takes longer to recover from simple activities. Needs more rest. Just working too hard, she insists when I express concern. Her mother Sarah starts calling more frequently, voice tight with worry, that feel when you sense something wrong but can't identify what. Luna finally admits she's been having headaches, more frequent and severe. Probably just stress from new curriculum at work, she says unconvincingly. Convince her to see doctor, drive her to appointment myself, wait in parking lot for 3 hours, increasingly anxious. She comes out walking slower, mother's hand on her arm for support. My face when I see tears behind her sunglasses for first time. Doctor found brain tumor, been growing slowly for years. It's why I was born blind, Luna explains quietly in the car. The tumor was pressing on my optic nerves since birth. Now it's gotten bigger, it's affecting other parts of my brain, that feel when the universe reveals its cruelest joke. Treatment options are limited. Surgery too risky given tumor location. 6 months to 2 years, doctor estimated, depending on growth rate. Luna takes news with devastating calm, like she expected this. At least I gotta fall in love first, she says, squeezing my hand. My face when she's comforting me about her own death sentence. Her mother Sarah breaks down completely that evening. She's all I have, she sobs to me in the hospital hallway. I lost her father when she was 10. It's just been us 2 ever since. Please don't leave her. She needs someone who makes her happy. I've watched her struggle her whole life. You're the first person who makes her truly smile. That feel when grieving mother begs you to love her dying daughter. I'm not going anywhere, I promise, meaning every word. Luna becomes determined to experience everything she's dreamed about. I want to make a list, she announces next morning. All the things I want to do while I still can. Starts writing bucket list in Braille, dozens of experiences and sensations. My face when terminal diagnosis turns into adventure planning. First wish, wants to feel snow for first time, really experience winter. Drive 6 hours north to ski resort just so she can touch fresh powder. Spend weekend building snowmen, describing mountain scenery. She lies in snow making angels, laughing like child on Christmas morning. It's so much colder than I imagined, she says, mittened hands full of flakes, that feel when you're watching someone collect their last firsts. Second wish, Wants to attend live concert, feel music through her whole body, find small venue with acoustic show, get seats right by speakers. She closes eyes and sways to rhythm, hands pressed against speaker cloth. I can feel the guitar strings vibrating, she whispers in wonder. Tears streaming down both our faces by final song. My face when music becomes religious experience for her. Third wish, wants to cook elaborate meal from scratch, spend entire day in kitchen, me describing each step. Her hands learning texture of dough, smell of herbs, sizzle of oil. Cooking is like chemistry you can taste, she says, flour in her hair. Dinner is terrible, but we eat every bite laughing. That feel when burned food becomes perfect memory. As months pass, symptoms get worse, but her spirit stays strong. Headaches more frequent, balance issues, occasional confusion. But she keeps teaching, keeps writing, keeps planning adventures. I'm not dying, she corrects people. I'm living intensively. Her mother Sarah starts staying with us more often. Helps with daily tasks Luna won't admit she's struggling with. She's exactly like her father, Sarah tells me one evening. Stubborn, brave, determined to face everything head on. My face when I understand where Luna gets her incredible strength. 14 months after diagnosis and she's noticeably declining. Speech sometimes slurred, needs help walking longer distances, but still insists on crossing off bucket list items. I want to get married, she announces during quiet dinner at home. Not proposal, just statement of fact, like scheduling doctor appointment. Luna, I start, not sure how to respond. I know it's not fair to ask, she continues quietly. Tying yourself to someone who won't be around long, but I want to be your wife, even if it's just for a little while. That feel when most important question of your life isn't really question. Yes, I say immediately. Of course, yes, always yes. Her mother Sarah cries, happy tears for first time in months. She's wanted this since your third date, Sarah admits. Told me she knew you were the one after first coffee. My face when dying girl chose me as her person. Wedding planning becomes family project. Sarah handling logistics. Small ceremony and bookstore. Where we met, just close family and friends. Luna insists on writing her own vows in Braille, practicing for weeks. I can't see your face, she tells congregation on wedding day, but I can feel your love in the way you describe sunsets, in the patience when you read me entire books out loud, in the way you never treat me like fragile thing. You see me as complete person, not broken one. My face when dying wife gives most beautiful vows ever spoken. Honeymoon is weekend at quiet cabin, just us and nature sounds. She's too weak for major adventures, but happy, lying in my arms. This is perfect, she whispers while we listen to rain on roof. Being married to you feels like coming home. That feel when happiness and heartbreak occupy same moment. 3 months after wedding, she starts having seizures. Each episode leaves her more confused, more dependent. But between episodes, she's still fundamentally Luna, still asks about my day, still makes terrible puns about audiobooks. I'm scared, she admits one night, after a particularly bad seizure. First time she's acknowledged being afraid of anything. Me too, I tell her honestly, but we're scared together. My face when even fear becomes shared experience. Her mother Sarah moves in permanently, helps with round-the-clock care. Thank you for making her so happy, Sarah tells me repeatedly. She's had more joy these past 2 years than rest of her life combined. You gave her everything she dreamed of. That feel when you realize love was enough, even when time wasn't. Final weeks are a mixture of beautiful and heartbreaking moments. She sleeps most days, but still wakes up asking for me. Read to me, she requests weekly. Same question as always. Spend hours reading her favorite books while she drifts in and out. My face when reading becomes prayer, voice becomes medicine. Last coherent conversation happens on random Tuesday afternoon. She's having rare good day, alert and almost like herself. We're watching Cowboy Bebop, her favorite anime, for the soundtrack. I need to tell you something important, she says seriously. Takes my hand with what little strength she has left. Falling in. Love with you is best thing that ever happened to me. I know this has been hard for you, watching me get sick, but I need you to know I've never been happier than I am right now. Being your wife, even for a short time, made everything worth it. Episode ends with that iconic final line from Spike. See you later, Space Cowboy, plays as credits roll. Luna smiles weakly and squeezes my hand. See you later, Space Cowboy, she whispers to me, my face when she's using anime quote as her goodbye. Not goodbye, I tell her, voice breaking. Just see you later. She falls asleep holding my hand during the next episode. that feel when dying person comforts you about their own death. She passes peacefully, 3 days later, holding my hand and her mother's. Last thing she said was thank you for seeing me. Funeral is standing room only, all her students and their families. They tell stories about teacher who showed them blindness wasn't limitation. My face when I realized she inspired people just by living authentically. Sarah gives me a box of Luna's belongings afterward. Inside is notebook full of braille writing, stories she never finished. Children's books about brave blind girl who goes on adventures, and letter addressed to me in her handwriting. If you're reading this, I'm gone, but love isn't. Thank you for 2 beautiful years of being seen. Please don't mourn too long. I want you to be happy. Find someone else to love. Tell them about the girl who saw sunsets through your words. That feel when final gift is permission to move forward 6 months later. I still work at bookstore, still miss her every day, but I remember her laugh, her courage, her absolute determination to live fully. Started volunteering at school for the blind, reading to her former students. They tell me stories about Mrs. Luna, who taught them to be proud. My face when I realize her legacy lives in every kid she touched. Sometimes customers ask about audiobook section, where she always browsed. I tell them about beautiful blind woman who loves stories more than anyone, who taught me that seeing isn't about eyes, it's about heart, that feel when 2 years of love becomes lifetime of grateful memories. Me, 21, college student with zero game and chronic inability to read social cues. Best friend since high school is this girl named Haley. She's one of those girls who's cute but doesn't know it. Always wearing hoodies and jeans and spends most of her time playing retro games and making terrible puns. We hang out literally every day, study together, watch anime, share inside jokes. She's basically the only person who gets my weird sense of humor. Always thought we had perfect friendship with zero romantic tension. Or so I thought, like the oblivious idiot I am. We're in senior year now, both stressed about graduation and real adult life. Haley always sits next to me in our shared classes, copies my notes when she zones out, brings me coffee without being asked, remembers exactly how I like it. Always texts me first thing in the morning with memes and random thoughts. Saw this cat video and thought of you because you're basically a sleepy cat person. My face when I think this is just normal friend behavior. She laughs at literally everything I say, even my stupidest jokes. Like when I make puns about homework, she'll actually snort with laughter. Meanwhile, other people just stare at me like I'm having a stroke. You're the only person who thinks I'm funny, I tell her one day. That's because you are funny, she says with a soft smile. Other people just don't appreciate your brand of chaos. She's basically my biggest fan, and I'm too dense to see it. Start of spring semester and everything changes when I meet Carly in my literature class. She's this blonde girl with perfect makeup and confident personality. Actually talks to me first, asks to be study partners for upcoming exam. My face when pretty girl voluntarily chooses to spend time with me. Tell Haley about it immediately because I tell her everything. Oh, that's nice, she says, but her voice sounds different. She sounds really outgoing. Doesn't make eye contact for the rest of conversation. Keeps fidgeting with her phone. Figure, she's just distracted by her own dating life or something. Start spending more time with Carly. She's everything I thought I wanted. Popular, social, knows how to flirt, makes me feel like I'm actually attractive. Haley starts seeming distant during our usual hangout sessions. Sorry, can't watch anime tonight. Have to work on this project, she says. Starts declining invitations to study together. Says she's too busy. Suddenly my best friend has no time for me. 3 weeks into dating Carly, and I'm completely infatuated. She's my first real girlfriend. Everything feels new and exciting. Finally feel like I'm experiencing normal college romance. Tell Haley all about it, because she's always been my person to share news with. We had our first kiss yesterday, I say excitedly. She goes completely quiet, staring at her textbook. That's great, she says flatly. I'm happy for you. But she doesn't look happy. Looks like she's about to cry. I'm too dense to understand what's happening. Carly starts wanting to hang out during times I usually spend with Haley. Why don't you blow off study group and come to this party with me? She suggests. Start choosing girlfriend over best friend more often. Haley never complains, just says no problem, have fun when I cancel plans. But I catch her looking sad when she thinks I'm not watching. 2 months into relationship with Carly and Haley is basically a ghost. We still text, but conversations are short. No more long, rambling messages. She stops sitting next to me in class, always has excuse about getting there late. Doesn't bring me coffee anymore, says she's trying to cut back on spending. My best friend is slowly disappearing from my life. Try to confront her about it during one of our rare hangouts. You've been weird lately. Did I do something wrong? I ask. She's quiet for a long time, picking at her sleeves nervously. No, you didn't do anything wrong, she says finally. I'm just trying to figure some things out. What kind of things? She looks at me with this expression I can't read. Just life stuff, you know how it is. I definitely don't know how it is, but pretend I do. Carly starts making comments about Haley that make me uncomfortable. Why do you still hang out with her so much? She asks jealously. She's obviously into you. It's kind of pathetic. We're just friends, I defend. She's not into me. Trust me, I know how girls think, Carly insists. She's been waiting for you to notice her forever. Brush off girlfriend's concerns, because what does she know about my friendship? 4 months in, and Haley asks to meet up for coffee. First time she's initiated plans in weeks. I need to talk to you about something, she says over text. Sounds serious, so I agree immediately, worried something's wrong. Meet at our usual cafe where we used to study together. She's fidgeting more than usual, can't seem to make eye contact. So what did you want to talk about? I ask after ordering drinks. She takes a deep breath like she's preparing for something difficult. I've been thinking about things lately, she starts carefully. About us, about our friendship, about where we're going after graduation. This sounds like a breakup speech, but we're not dating. I think maybe we should create some distance, she continues. You have Carly now, you're building a life with her. I don't want to be the third wheel friend who gets in the way. My best friend is friend dumping me. Haley, you're not a third wheel, I protest. You're my best friend, that's completely different. She gives me this sad smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Is it though? Really? Sits quiet for a moment. Seems to be debating something internally. Can I ask you something? She says finally. Of course, anything. If things don't work out with Carly, can we still be friends? Weird question, but I answer immediately. Of course we can. Why wouldn't we be able to? She nods but looks even sadder somehow. Good. That's good to know. I completely missed the subtext of this conversation. We finish coffee in awkward silence. She hugs me goodbye. Feels different than our usual hugs. More final somehow. Take care of yourself, she whispers. Watch her walk away, feeling confused and upset. I know something important just happened, but don't understand what. Next few months. Haley sticks to her word about distance. We still text occasionally, but it's surface level stuff. How's your exam prep going? Good luck with your presentation. She stops coming to group hangouts, says she's busy with job interviews. Graduation approaches, and we barely talk anymore. Carly and I break up 2 weeks before graduation. She says, I'm emotionally unavailable. You're always thinking about someone else, she accuses during the fight. I never felt like I had your full attention. Ex-girlfriend might have been more perceptive than I gave her credit for. Immediately want to tell Haley about the breakup. She always gave the best advice, but realized we don't have that kind of friendship anymore. She made it clear she wants distance, so I respect that. Graduation day, and I see her across the crowd in her cap and gown. She looks happy, talking to her family, taking pictures. Part of me wants to go congratulate her, but figures she doesn't want me interrupting. I miss my best friend at one of life's biggest moments. 6 months post-graduation, and I'm working my first real job, living alone. Randomly run into mutual friend Connor from our old study group. How's Haley doing? I ask, because I genuinely want to know. Connor gives me this weird look. Dude, you seriously didn't know? Know what? She was completely in love with you for like 2 years. The universe just dropped a nuclear bomb on my understanding of reality. What are you talking about? Man, everyone knew except you, Connor continues. She had the biggest crush, talked about you constantly. Why do you think she disappeared when you started dating Carly? Suddenly everything makes sense in the worst possible way. The way she always laughed at my jokes, brought me coffee, remembered everything I said, how she got quiet when I talked about other girls, distant when I started dating. That weird conversation about can we still be friends after graduation. She wasn't asking about post-graduation friendship. She was asking if I'd still want her around after I inevitably chose someone else. I realize I broke my best friend's heart through sheer obliviousness. Spend next week replaying every interaction we ever had. All those times she seemed sad when I didn't pick up on hints, how patient she was when I rambled about other crushes, the way she supported me even when it probably hurt. You didn't do anything wrong, she had said, because loving someone who doesn't love you back isn't anyone's fault. I understand why someone had to walk away for their own sanity 8 months later, and I still think about texting her sometimes, want to apologize for being so dense, thank her for being such a good friend, but realized that reaching out now would be selfish. She asked for distance for a reason. I should respect that. Wonder if she's happier now, if she's found someone who notices her. Hope whoever she ends up with appreciates how lucky they are. I realized I had everything I needed right in front of me, and lost it because I was looking for something I thought I wanted instead. Can we still be friends? Was really, will you remember me fondly? And I said yes without understanding what I was agreeing to. 1 year post-graduation, and I finally understand what real love looks like. It's not the exciting butterflies of new romance. It's someone who brings you coffee because they know you need it. Someone who laughs at your terrible jokes and supports your dreams. Someone who puts your happiness above their own feelings. I realize Haley loved me better than I've ever been loved, and I chose temporary excitement over lasting devotion. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd been less oblivious, if I'd noticed the way she looked at me, the care in everything she did. But mostly I just hope she's found someone who sees her the way she deserved to be seen. I learned the difference between loving someone and being in love when it was already too late to do anything about it. Answer to her question is yes, we can still be friends in my heart, even if we're not friends in reality anymore. She'll always be the standard I measure real love against. I finally understand what I lost and why she had to ask permission to grieve it.